Hi everyone. When I first started doing cheese hangouts, I had no idea how much fun it was going to be. I've enjoyed them so much. In this next interview with Liz Nerud, you're going to see why it is so much fun. Let's see what she has to say. Elizabeth, I cannot believe finally you're on Cheese Hangouts.
Oh, Babs, hi there. Call me Liz. It's wonderful to be here with you today, too. It's a beautiful afternoon here in Minneapolis, so I moved us out to the back deck.
Well, it's beautiful. I love your plants.
Thanks.
Awesome. So, you've been watching some of the Cheese Hangouts interviews, and
yes.
I just recorded and published Mary Quick's, which was a really fun interview. So,
yes, she's so nice. She's such a nice lady.
Yes.
Her warmth comes across, doesn't it?
I love to talk to the people that are vibrant like you and like Mary, because it's so easy to carry on a conversation with you on camera.
Oh.
Okay, so tell me, what was your life like before you met cheese?
Well, it was a vast wasteland of nothingness, Babs. There was nothing in my life, and then I found cheese. Actually, you notice the plants right behind me. One of my former professions was I was in horticulture, and I grew plants.
Wow.
I'm no Judy Shad. I mean, we've all seen pictures of her gorgeous gardens and gotten jealous. But actually, I was thinking about her when I did the little setup here, just to put some pretty color in for our chat. So I did horticulture, and that was it. I went to college for women's studies and anthropology, and I just think that those things awakened a curiosity in the world and viewing things from different perspectives. And I think those skills kind of translate well to cheese. There's always something more to learn and discover and appreciate.
Mm-hmm. When did you get into the cheese business?
Well, the transition happened from horticulture into the grocery store because, of course, I got laid off in the wintertime here in Minnesota. Mm-hmm. And I applied at Lunds and Byerly's, which is a hometown grocery store chain. I wanted to work for the holiday season, and I was in catering. Well, then the opportunity arose for me to move into specialty cheese, and it's such an interesting thing to study. Even when I knew that much about it, I knew there was a lot more to find out. So I was drawn to it immediately, and that's when I started studying cheese. So right there in the grocery store.
Fantastic. So describe your aha moment, the moment that you said, I have a passion for cheese.
Babs, you sent me these questions to think about before we did our interview, and I love that question. But there's no answer to it. There's no moment when the sun came through the clouds and it just appeared before me like some enlightenment from the universe.
It was more of a progressive.
Absolutely, it develops over time. It develops over time, and you learn. This is how I think of it. I think of it as learning a language. You learn a few nouns, and then you learn some verbs, and then you have adjectives, and pretty soon you can write a whole paragraph about it, and then you get to tell the story. And working in the grocery store, when you get to tell that story, and your customers are engaged in that story on all kinds of levels, and the taste of the cheese and the idea of how the cheese can be used and who made the cheese and how they made the cheese, that's tremendously satisfying to me. I really enjoy doing that, and I guess that passion has really never ended over the course of time. Every day I still enjoy doing that.
Wonderful. Well, I think you touched on a point that really attracts me to cheese, and that is the story behind the cheese, who made it, and tell us how many. I like to know about the animals and the grass and what they eat, and there's just so much to it. I didn't know that until 2011 when I went across Texas for the Texas Cheese Tour. I learned so much from the Texas cheesemakers.
Oh yeah.
The stories behind these cheesemakers are very interesting.
The vision and the passion and the determination and the diligence. Yeah,
that's Farmstead. They're doing it all.
I'm sorry, who did you say?
Farmstead. They're doing it all.
everything, every day, relentlessly.
So I understand you have a new job. Let's hear about it.
Oh my gosh, Babs, this is fun. It is so, so new. I'm really just in my second or third week of being a floating cheese specialist at Kowalski's.
Oh.
Kowalski's is another Minneapolis-St. Paul hometown grocery chain. There's just 11 stores, just 11 of them. And it's a specialty grocery store. And they have a very vibrant and happening cheese program. It's such a pleasure to be a part of it. So what I do in my job, and it's still kind of developing on an ongoing basis, I haven't quite, we're building my capacity. That's a new word that, a new phrase that Kowalski's uses. It's great to think of all the potential building capacity. But what I'm doing right now is I'm going from store to store to store, spending time with their cheesemongers, getting to know the program and the culture of the company, and seeing what cheeses are in the case, and seeing how their cheesemongering unfolds on a daily basis. So I've been at the Grand Avenue location and the Excelsior location, and just recently, the most exciting thing is that very close to here, 7 minutes away, they've expanded their Hennepin location. They bought a Walgreens, took out the Walgreens, and right now we have the produce, we have the deli, and we have this beautiful new cheese island that we are establishing. So to be there from the word go, to see the cheese actually go into the case for the first time, see the ideas behind it, and then the door opens for customers to come in right there. So that's the first thing they see is the cheese counter, and to be able to welcome the customers, and it's just so inviting. They come up, and then we talk about the store and all the changes going on. It's a great way to make people feel welcome and then sell them cheese.
That sounds like a fun job. I really see you doing very well in that.
Oh, thanks, Babs.
In your bio, I noticed that you were in the Cheesemonger Invitational in San Francisco 2 years ago.
2015.
Yeah, tell me about that just briefly.
Oh my gosh, how could you do that briefly, Babs? Oh my gosh, that's a wild experience.
It can't go on for hours.
Oh yeah, and give us anybody that's participated or had anything with it, they will go on for hours because it's such an amazing experience. Everything that we know to attest how to be a cheesemonger, our knowledge, our sensory abilities, our the way we sell things, the way we present things, how the mechanics of it, the cutting and wrapping, the pairings, everything. And it's long, it goes all day long. I was dead at the end. And
but
one of those paradoxes, empty but filled with so much joyfulness to be in the company of so many people that speak the same language, that love the same things that I do, and the camaraderie, the family connection that we have. That was one moment. Babs, if you want to say an aha moment, that was the moment like that.
There you go. And last year you judged at the ACS competition, and I just interviewed Mary Quick, and she explained the difference between the technical and the aesthetic judge and their role. So what role did you play?
I was an aesthetic judge. There's 42 judges total, 21 aesthetic, 21 technical. The technicals are the scientists, and then the aesthetics are the people that just taste the cheese, and based off the knowledge and experience that they have, and then we say what we like. And it was an immense responsibility because, like we were talking about, just what you saw over your trip to Texas, and you can feel the passion and the heart and soul that people put into what they create. That's a lot to judge. This is my philosophy of cheesemongering, why I love doing what I do, why I love working in a grocery store. I love community. I love connecting people. And I think more and more in this crazy old world of ours that we are hungry on many levels for sustenance, for spiritual sustenance, and for cheese sustenance. I get to bring that all together at the grocery store. I get to connect my customer with the maker. I get to connect my customer with their meal. I get to tell stories. I get to introduce. I introduce people in the community and the cheese industry to each other as much as I can. I look forward to doing that at Kowalski's, cheesemonger to cheesemonger, to the cheese community. And then, of course, it all benefits the person that receives the cheese, that takes it home and enjoys it with a new special understanding.
Very good. I like that. We are headed to Denver next week, and I hope to see you.
I'm looking forward to it too, Babs, to seeing you and everybody. Thanks so much for this opportunity.
So thanks a lot, Liz, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks again, Babs.